Welcome back, folks, with me, Phil Turrell. You're watching part 6 of the I was about to say Mega Man. I've been playing a little bit of Mega Man, I'll be honest. The Metal Gear Solid Delta Let's Play part 6. And we just went back to get the thermal goggles. So let's go back to where we started. Those thermal goggles were in the location where we found Sokolov in Operation Virtuous Mission. And then also where we found Eva. Or at least like where Snake was sleeping. So anyways, this is actually the most, I would say, one of the more dangerous parts for me, because I'll be completely honest, I actually do die here quite often, mainly because of the alligators.
Wow, you caught a coral
Now,
snake. The coral snake is
Paramec's
a
going to talk a little bit about the coral
originally
snake, but
hailed
this will
from
give me a
the
little bit of time to
Americas.
talk about
Its
the
venom is a
dangers
very
of
potent
the
neurotoxin,
alligators
so
that are
don't let it
in
bite
the
you. If you do
area.
get bitten,
These
I want you to
alligators will
survive
actually
the
be
heal
able to
right away
insta-kill
and use
you if
Cure
you
to neutralize
go
the
anywhere
poison
near
with
them in
a
the
serum
water.
injection.
They'll
The
swim
colorful
around, and
red
then
and
they'll
black
grab you in a
patterns on the
death roll,
coral
and the
snake
snake will
are a
automatically
warning sign.
die. So whatever you do,
Apparently, the bright
do
flashing
not
colors and
go in the
pattern that
water.
other
Well, you're going to have
animals
to
might
go in the
think
water, but
carries a
wherever you
deadly
do, don't
poison
swim anywhere
that
near
keeps
the
them from attacking you.
alligators or crocodiles, wherever the
There are
hell they
many
are,
animals that mimic the
because
colors of known poisonous animals as a defense.
the
See, by
they
mimicking
they
other
only
poisonous
attack you if
creatures,
you
they
go
increase their
anywhere near
chances
them,
of
like
survival.
on their level, or
There
that
is
you
another
touch them.
non-poisonous snake
If
called the
you
milk snake that
swim
borrows its
underneath
color
them, or
from
you
the
stay a
coral
fair
snake.
distance away from them, they won't. They'll just
You're not
ignore
even
you.
listening, are you?
But an
No.
interesting thing, I think the last part I talked about the coral snake, but the saying is, it's red on yellow, kill a fellow, red on black, friend of Jack, which is kind of funny considering that's what Boss calls Snake. But those Indian gavials, they will insta-kill you. Just swim lower, and then occasionally go ahead and go up for air. It's whatever you do, just don't drown. That's just as bad as the alligators, because dying sucks. But make sure you occasionally go up and get air, and then go back down and swim, because you swim a lot faster under the water than you do like on the water surface. So just keep going, and then just avoid the alligators. Indian gables. I'll just say Indian gables. I don't know if they're alligators or crocodiles. To me, it really doesn't matter. They look. I don't know. I've always heard alligators have an A snout and crocodiles have a more round snout. I guess because A makes a point and C makes like a curve. But I don't know. I'm not a biologist. I just play video games and I enjoy them, and with other hobbies, of course. But anyways, leeches, you can actually burn these off with your cigar for free. They don't really cost anything. So you want to burn them off, because if you leave them on, your stamina will deplete a lot faster. And I've always wondered, other than, when I was younger, I'm like hesitating right now. I don't know why I'm like, my freaking mind's thinking faster and my mouth can keep up. But anyways, I digress. So, from what I understand, you want to burn a leech off your body, because if you don't and you rip it out, it'll leave teeth in your body, which sucks. But then you get an infection from those teeth being in your body as well, or your skin or whatever. So, fun fact: if you get a leech, burn it off.
Yeah, she's here.
Here, Eva's going to talk a little bit about her defecting to the Soviet Union and all that good stuff, because she was in good old U.S. of A. And
Why would anyone want
she
to
just
go
got
back?
tired of being in the United States.
Treating
She's
your
like, oh,
country
hey,
like
let me
that,
go to the Soviet
I just
Union and
don't
see
get
what
it.
they got cooking
Are you
over there.
talking about the boss?
Different strokes for different
Why
folks,
do
I
you
think.
do it? Weren't you born and raised in America?
And
Yes.
one thing Snake says here, I'm not a fan of, is I have to believe because it's my mission, even if it's like, dude, why the hell would you say something stupid like that, Snake? Because she makes her remark like, I'll keep that in mind. Like, all right, you're just gonna believe what I want, so let me just give you the most convoluted lie, and then you'll believe it because it's your fucking mission. I don't know. This line always bothered me. Like, why would you tell that to somebody who's obviously a spy?
The universe?
Not the actual universe.
But yeah, Eva just explains her
universe as the intelligence community
her
sees it.
reason for
I
defection. But
realize that the
I
gravity in this
I mean, I'm
universe
sure
is
there's a
holding me
very
back.
deep
That's all.
meaning behind what
People
she's
and
saying.
countries are
There is
both
one line she
changed
says
by
that
their environment and
differences
by
in
the times.
perspective, which I
That
do
sounds
believe
like
in
what
that.
the boss was saying.
Because
There's a
one
world of
person's
difference
evil is another
between this
person's good, or
country and
one
America.
person's hero is another
But it's
person's
only a
boogeyman,
difference
or
of position, a difference of
villain or
perspective.
whatever. But anyways,
Coming here made me realize something.
that line
Half of
where
what I've
Snake
been
just says,
told
"I
is
have
a
to believe,"
complete
even
and utter
because
lie.
it's the mission.
The other half
Even if you're
was a
lying,
conveniently
and
constructed
dude,
lie.
Where's the truth?
I don't know. I'm face palming right now because I'm about to hear that line. I
Are
hate
you
it.
lying too?
Who knows? I've been trained to make even the most severe falsehood sound like the honest truth. Weren't you?
No. I believe because I have to. Even if it is a lie,
Fucking hate that line so much.
that's part of my mission.
Or I guess I would hate it a lot less if he had just kept
If you
that
need me, give
information
me a
to
call on the
himself.
radio.
But he's like, I'll have to remember that. Thank you. You're a gullible SOB. Snake. Anyways, this snake grows by leaps and bounds by the end of the game, but it's not. If this is your first time ever playing a Metal Gear Solid game, especially Metal Gear Solid 3 or Metal Gear Solid Delta, this snake has a very different trajectory than Solid Snake's character. But it's this snake's character arc that I like a lot more than Solid Snake's. I love this snake's character, mainly because it's the errors he's portrayed in. But my goodness, I love his character arc. It's very. If you know anything about me in person, and what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the camouflage that's here. I think it's a Gakko, whatever. It's the one that has the chicken print all over it, and I think it's a new camo in Delta. And this camo allows you to see or hear one of the mascots, either the chicken or the chicken or the frog. But I'm willing to bet it's the chicken because it has chicken print all over it. But if you know anything about me, going back to what I was saying, I actually do like. I'm hinting at what. But I like tragic heroes. I really do. That's why, like, if you know anything about me, Darth Vader is probably one of my favorite villains. Just a segue. Just any kind of tragic villain or any good villain. I just like. I don't know. I like the villains more than I do like the heroes at times. Because I feel that, I honestly feel that a story is only as good as its main villain. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I mean, I might be completely wrong with that, but I just love myself a good villain. Like, I'll take a good villain over a good hero all day, any day. But anyways, here there's some claymores, so make sure that you crawl down and pick them up. It's just like Metal Gear Solid 1. You can crawl and pick them up, but also you can shoot these claymores as well if you want, but I don't see a point in doing that. So you can crawl and pick them up. I don't really find a use for claymores like I do in Metal Gear Solid 1. Like with Vulcan Raven. Right here, I should just use the 1911 to shoot that, aka the lethal hand pistol. Because if you haven't noticed, the Mark 22 actually, the bullet's trajectory actually goes down, whereas in this game, the bullet from the lethal guns just go straight. They don't go down, to my knowledge. In later games, I think Metal Gear Solid 5 and maybe 4, but I think they did it in 4, where the bullet actually goes down. I want to say, I think, I could be wrong, but in this game, if you have a lethal round, it'll just keep going straight forever. Which that's, of course, not how gravity works, but hey, you know, in this game, it does that. So there's actually a nifty troll item right here that I'm about to get, and I say troll because the end, you can troll him with this cap or the camouflage that goes with it, which unfortunately is DLC. But this cap actually puts a crocodile head on Snake, and so if you swim like above the water, it looks like he's a crocodile. And I guess sometimes it'll get you out of danger, and people probably think it's a crocodile. But at the same time, you know, if I was a soldier on duty and I see a crocodile swimming towards me, I'm probably just going to shoot the damn thing because I don't want to get eaten. Because who knows, the alligator might jump out. But anyways, this area right here, you can climb on this tightrope and then drop down on the second tightrope, and you can get an alligator cap, which is very funny because Snake will literally put a crocodile head on top of his head, and he'll just have this gigantic crocodile head like the one that's right below us. And of course, be very careful here. You don't want to land in the water with the crocodile. I think if you fall on it, you'll hurt it, and they'll give you a second or two to like run away. But I just rather not risk it. That crocodile, I actually missed and didn't land on it, and it just ignored me. I guess the water wasn't so deep, but I still would rather not get eaten by a crocodile. Indian gavial, whatever. So this right here is the crocodile cap. I'm not going to use it here, but I'm going to try to use it on the end. And I'm going to fail miserably because he already saw me and I don't know what I was thinking. Like, oh yeah, let me what the hell is this? This freaking crocodile crawling out behind the rock that Snake ran behind. I'm gonna shoot it anyways. 99 alligator. But yeah, I did that and it didn't work out very well. I was kind of hoping to get on the video, but nah, it didn't work. But there's some more memorable moments I'd rather have. But when you heal an injury in the survival viewer, sometimes you get little videos of this Snake healing himself or getting rid of the problem. In this case, it's a leech. Very interesting. If you collect all the secret reels in this, you'll get the secret reel at the end that shows the ending with Snake and a certain person with medals, and it's so hilarious. And the whole dream was caused by a leech. Not gonna say what it is. I mean, you can look it up, or you can find all the secret tapes, but it's very humorous. And it's things like that. It's small Easter eggs like that, or just fun things like that, just make me love Metal Gear. I'm very sad that, of course, that Kojima is no longer at Konami, and I don't see those two ever, that the company and Kojima ever making up and playing nice. But I mean, it was nice while we had it, had those two together. I mean, oh man, like 20 years worth of Metal Gear at least, I would say. No, not 20 years. I would say maybe a little less than 20, maybe 18 years, 17 years. Because I forget when Metal Gear Solid V came out. I think that came out like in 2013, 2012. I don't know, I'll have to have Future Phil add that. But I mean, not counting just Metal Gear or Metal Gear 2, but it was good while it lasted. These dogs, just tranquilize them. You can kill them. I don't think they count towards the kill count for that boss that I keep hinting at, that we're going to fight towards the later half of the second half of the game. But here, I should have changed my outfit to something that gives me more camouflage, because I'm over here sneaking around. Like, I have like a 40 camo index, but I only have 20. Which means even if I'm doing what I'm doing, they're going to spot me. They're going to like freeze for a second, but yeah, right here. There ain't no way yeah, he shoots me and I shoot him in the head. So here, make sure you change your camo. Switch it to something that's more useful. And there is a secret reel up ahead, so I would suggest saving. If you're going to get the reels, I would save it, because this one's a little bit tricky. I got very lucky. All the reels are kind of in their own way tricky. But the last reel, oh my god, that last freaking reel. I probably spent like the good part of like an hour trying to get that reel before I just decide, you know, I'm not going for no kills anymore. I'm just going to give everyone tactical headshots. And when I figured out what to do to isolate that guard, and it became easier by just using lethal means, I didn't realize you had to shoot at the ground to make him give up the reel. He's like, "Come at me, you American capitalist dog," and I'm just like, "Shit, man, what do? I can't shoot him." And I looked up and found out you had to shoot him, but I screwed up and touched him and the reel broke. So I had to do all shit all over again. So that one got me very salty. But that's the second to last part of the Let's Play, I believe. I already have it all edited together, the video, but we got to go and add post-commentary, unfortunately. So this guy on the right, shoot him. He'll go down. If you shoot him in a way, he could fall down on the electric fence and die. That's what happens to me after I get that reel from that guard that's called in. So you have to make a decision, like I'm going to have to. You can either let him, in my case, let him die after I tranquilize him the second time, or you can, I'm over thinking, maybe I could stun grenade him. No, that's not a good idea, because, you know, he's going to lose the reel. So every one of these guards has their own means of making it tricky. Over here is the electric fence, so you can't sneak it behind him, and you have to take this guard out. And, I shot him in the head, and I'm over here thinking he should stay asleep, but I managed to hold up the guard that was on the ground. But this guy decides to fall face first into the electric fence, and that's kill number 1 for the boss.
Don't shoot.
So he's gonna drop the secret rail things. Get down. Yeah, get down. That one's all right. I like the one that comes after this one a little bit more. So knock this guy out. And then for my case, there's going to be more guards coming up across the middle. So make sure that you knock out these guards or take them out with whatever means you want. But make sure you also have mouse traps, because this is actually the first opportunity to get the Tsuchinoko. And if you want the Tsuchinoko, you're going to need mouse traps. And I would just recommend just getting it because it gives you if you get the Tsuchinoko and you beat the game with it, then you actually unlock infinite ammo with the face paint. And this is actually my first time getting the Tsuchinoko on Delta. I've gotten the Tsuchinoko before on the original one, the original Metal Gear, but it's been so long I don't remember if it actually adds anything to the camo index or just gives you a 0 camo index, but it just gives you infinite ammo. But as good as that sounds, this game punishes you for killing the enemies. Even if you get away scot-free, you still got to answer for those deaths, you know, in that boss fight. And then, like I said, the boss fight's not difficult. It's just very fucking tedious, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. The first time I did that boss fight, I might have mentioned in the previous part, it literally took me like an hour, and I didn't know how to beat it, and I ended up having to, I ended up dying to that boss at the end several times, and this is before the advent of the internet the way it is now. I mean, we had internet, but I didn't have internet in my house, so I literally had to just figure it out by trial and error and just context clues. But anyways, here, equip whatever camouflage you think is going to give you the best camo index. For me, my chocolate chip is going to give me 80% on the grass, and it'd probably increase it on the dirt. But there is a secret reel here. There is, I'm trying to think. There's 2 camos that we can get here. A face paint, which I think is snow, and then a water uniform that's on the roof of the big building. So you want to get those items, and then you also want to snag some mousetraps are here. There's one in the food storage area, and I believe there's one inside the barracks, but I just didn't get the barracks. But always just, you know, make sure you're very oh, and there's one reel here as well. Is it one reel or 2 reels? I think it's one reel. And it's by the door on this building. I think I'm going to try to troll him and try to lure him, but it doesn't work. It's that guard right there on the right of that, on the right side of the screen by the door. So I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to, yeah, I'm going to hit the brick, and I'm going to try to hit the fence to try to lure him, but nope, doesn't work. I guess what I could have done, I could have thrown a magazine and try to see if he would have ran. When I say magazine, I'm not talking about the book. I'm talking about the actual part of the gun that stores the ammo. Because when you run out of bullets, and like you actually run out of bullets for the gun, and Snake reloads the gun manually, you actually keep that magazine in your inventory. And it's a nice tool to lure out enemies, especially certain secret reels, particularly the one on the mountain. That one's very tight to get them. So right here,
Freeze.
hold up this guy. That reel's on the left side, and make sure that you hold him up, get the reel, and then
Please don't.
we can get it. And I think this one is, I think this is the one with the, yeah, payback. Yeah, this one's actually one of my favorites. At the end of the game, Snake actually snubs a character that act actually saves his bacon and Peace Walker, but it's very funny then how that dude and Snake interact. So that's one of my favorites. I just like it. So here's the water uniform. That is very useful for hiding underwater or being in water. So that'll be useful in the part after the, I think it'll be helpful in the pain fight, and then it will be helpful after the pain fight. Not directly after the pain fight, but pretty darn close. Alright, so there's a communications room right there. You can't destroy that equipment. It's not like Metal Gear Solid V. But there is a life medicine in there. I would recommend hitting that place up to get that medicine. And then there is a guard here, and there's a guard by the, I want to say, yeah, the ammo depot, which I'm going to. One time I was actually aiming at that guard. The first time I was playing Delta. This is my second time playing Delta. They should see me play. I actually moved a little bit to the right to get a little bit of a better angle, and I actually stuck myself on the electric fence, and that made for a very good time. And coming from playing Metal Gear Solid 3 from a long time ago to this game, it handles really well. It's surprising how well Snake controlled. Because, I want to say in the original Metal Gear Solid 3, I don't think you could move while you aimed. I think you had to stand still. I think you could only stand still while you aimed. So, I'm just holding up this person to get some ammo. or shaking them down. Here's the weapons and everything. You get some TNT. TNT is nice if you want to disrupt some of the enemy's supplies. So what you do is you actually plant the TNT inside the ammo depot, like here, or you plant it in the food storage depot. And when you blow it up, you get a different effect for the enemies. So if you blow up an enemy's ammo depot, they'll only have one magazine. So if they're shooting at you and they run out of ammo, they have no more ammo. And they have to either switch to their sidearm or they have to knife you, which makes it very easy for you to take care of them. And here, I'm over thinking this is like Metal Gear Solid V. And I can destroy the radio and they won't be able to communicate, but it's not that kind of game. And even when I destroy it, it doesn't do anything. So, or destroy, I mean like use TNT to blow it up, it doesn't do anything. So here, if you go into this food storage depot, and you have to be inside it, not underneath it, you can take a mousetrap that's in there, which is what I'm trying to get. Plant the TNT, blow it up, and then they'll start to get hungry because this is their food storage depot, which has rats in it. I think I killed the rat with the door. And when they're hungry, they'll eat whatever you throw at them. So if you're like undercover, you throw like food and they're not under alert status, and you give them like poisoned food or spoiled food or the mushroom that makes them go to sleep, they'll eat that without even thinking. And they'll either get food poison or they'll go to sleep. So it makes for an interesting experience when you're trying to play Metal Gear Solid a different way.
Disgusting.
I mean, in one particular case, it makes me think of what happens to, spoiler alert, Johnny's in this game too, but it makes me laugh seeing the guards react to when you throw them food. And you can also throw like snakes at the guards too, which is very interesting. And sometimes they'll run, other times they'll get poisoned. It's pretty entertaining. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to jump cut to me playing the mouse traps. Now I'm going to jump cut again to coming back here so that I can get the Tsuchinoko. So what you want to do is you want to place the mouse traps in between these two trees. And then if you're lucky, you will get it. In my particular case, I got very lucky and I got it my first time. So kudos to luck. So where's my mouse trap? I think my mouse trap's under the claymore. Yes. So plant your mouse traps here. And as that guard says, I haven't eaten so long. So they will eat whatever the hell you throw at them. Or if they find random food, they will eat whatever the hell they have them. And after a few minutes of me messing around with the guards over here, I come back and then I find my Tsuchinoko. What's wrong? I'm hungry. Man, food sounds good right now too, man. I'm hungry. I'm hungry in real life. Oh man, Chinese food sounds good too. Oh no. If there's a place open, I might go get some Chinese food after this recording. It's almost done. But let's go ahead and eat the coral snake.
Pretty tasty.
Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go north or to the left, and then we're going to exit that side, and then we will actually go to our first boss fight.
Snake, you caught a Tsuchinoko.
What? Is it true, Snake?
Yeah.
Now, this fat little snake that they're talking about is actually like a legendary snake in Japan. And what's interesting is when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, there was a deck archetype that I didn't actually play, but I had a lot of cards from it called the Danger archetype. And one of the cards was a Danger Tsuchinoko. And that little freaking pink snake, man, I don't know what it was about that, but there's a lot of, from what I remember, there was a lot of memes with that snake. And I still think about it from time to time, and it's just freaking funny.
Saving the games.
So, save here because we're about to fight our first boss.
Snake.
And, yeah, I've already heard they came from outer space.
Yeah, you told me.
But, save, make sure you have ammo. And before we get to that boss fight, there's two ways you can take out a boss. You can either take it out by lethal ways, or you can take them out with non-lethal ways. Either way, the story progresses no matter which way you take them out. But if you take them out the harder way with non-lethal means, you'll get a reward from every one of the bosses that come to memory. Yep.
I have to admit it made my eyes tired, but it was really intense.
So all of them, with the exception of maybe a couple, don't
I was still in college, so
don't give you anything, but that's because that's the only way you can hurt them.
Guess I'm out of luck then.
Is what lethal means.
You know,
But
they're coming out with household versions of video
all of them,
cassette
but
recorders.
one that I
One
can
day
think
you'll be able
of,
to see old movies
give
anytime
you
want.
camouflage. One of them actually
It'll
gives
be
you a
like having
weapon.
movie theater in
But
your
that
own
when it
home.
gives you a weapon, you can actually get
Really?
that person's
It's
camo by
like if
being
you
very
had a
sneaky.
record with movie film etched onto
But
it
I would
instead of
always
music.
recommend the first time
It'll
you
work
play
the
this
same
game
way.
to take out these bosses with tranquilizer rounds.
No, really. And someday they
Because
might
some
make
of those
movies where you
camos are
control the
really
characters
good
yourself.
in the first
Sounds
go
like
around the game.
magic.
Especially if you're
It'll
collecting secret
happen.
rails. For
Make sure you
example,
stay
the
alive to see it,
Fears
Snake.
camo, even though it sucks having it on all the time, it is nifty in the very short term, and if you have a lot of food items. And in the case of the Fury, his camo actually helps out a lot on the second time around if you play the game, especially if you try to play it on a harder difficulty, which I don't know how people feel about that, but if the game allows me to use items from the first time I played over, and I want to play it on a harder difficulty, I'm going to use it. It doesn't bother me. I earned those items. I'm going to use them. That's how I feel about the Legend of Heroes series. If anybody's ever played the Trail series, you can actually carry your items from the first playthrough, your levels, your quartz, and all that good stuff. And you can carry it over in the second playthrough, and you can change the difficulty. So you can actually get the super hard difficulty, make it a little bit more manageable. Some people probably frown upon that, but I don't. I'm too old for that shit to care. I just want to play the games how I want. But, alright, I'm done playing around. I think I was trying to find a mousetrap or another. I think I found the frog that's here. So, go this way I'm going. Go exit this way, and you'll actually come across our first boss fight. And it's actually the same kind of boss fight. Actually, it's the same person, as a matter of fact, as Metal Gear Solid 1's boss. So, I like to actually, I don't do it all the time, but I like to take off the face camo when I fight these bosses. Because, I don't know, I just want to see Snake's facial reaction. And in this version of the game, I really like how detailed Snake's face is. I'm over here like, alright, let me have him fight the boss bare chested. But there's actually a disadvantage to that. You'll burn through stamina a lot quicker. So, let's go see who our first boss fight is. Well, I couldn't have seen that coming. I love a lot of the lines that Ocelot uses here because they echo from the first game, and that's such a cool callback. I mean, maybe it's nostalgia, but it's such a cool callback.
Twice now you've made me taste bitter defeat.
And some of the cinematography in this game is very good. Like the scene where Snake just looking at Ocelot with the wind blowing the banana. I like that shot. Small things like that. Now, a lot of my friends in high school, when this game came out, hated fucking Ocelot in this game because of that cat call. But here's my counter argument to it. If I rolled up to somebody and I did that cat call, and like 15 of my homies rolled up with like doing that kind of shit, ain't no one gonna call you out for that. They're gonna be like, all right, dog, you do whatever the fuck you want. Just let me go. So I mean, I don't mind it. I actually do like it.
They prefer to hunt alone.
But Ocelot here now is gonna have 2 revolvers compared to how many guns he had in Metal Gear Solid 1. But some of the same rules will apply from the first game. You will be able to see Ocelot's shots and all that good stuff. But since this is his first time actually using revolvers in a type of gunfight like this, he's gonna feel a certain way handling these guns. And I love this line delivered. 12 shots. This time I have 12 shots. I freaking love Ocelot. He's probably my favorite character in this. I don't know, it's a toss up between him and other characters, but
this time
the character Ocelot from the start of the series to the end he's up there. He's probably number 2 or number 1 depending on my mood. Here we go.
Okay.
Draw.
The way he starts that fight, just like he starts in the original Metal Gear, I love that little callback. And then at the very end, when we finish the fight, I like that callback too.
Snake, the only way to proceed is to fight. You have to defeat Ocelot.
So
You can't jump
there's a number of
that
things you
crest.
can do to Ocelot in this fight.
Combat is out of the question.
You can
Have
try to
to
wait
shoot
him
it
out
Take
with the
cover
bullets,
behind something
but
and
that's
wait for
not
an
a
opening.
very
Then
good
attack.
strategy because it's just very passive. You can wait for him to poke his head out and then take shots. You got hornets above that you can drop on him and then he'll distract himself. If you manage to shoot his hat off, he'll actually in the middle of the fight like run really quick to that hat to put it on very slowly. Gives you another shot to hit him. When he's hiding behind cover, you can throw stun grenades there. So this fight, it's actually kind of fun. I actually do like it because there's a lot of variety you can do. And also his part, he can ricochet bullets. He can shoot hornet's nests above your head, and then his boys actually will take shots at him even though he tells them not to. So it's a bit of an interesting fight. I like this fight a lot, and it's the first fight. All these fights have different gimmicks, and I really like these gimmicks. Some of them are annoying, but it makes them very unique. But I guess you could say about all the boss fights in Metal Gear Solid 1, because Metal Gear Solid 2 didn't really have very many boss fights. It was more of a narrative game, in my opinion, than it was like an actual video game. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 1 was narrative too, but at least that game had a lot of boss fights. If you're going to shoot down targets on the trees, I would recommend using your 1911. Because it makes it a lot easier to shoot because they don't arc. Ow, ow, ow. And also the background doesn't help here. It matches the color of my cursor. There we go. And of course, when he uses his first gun, he's going to switch his other gun. He makes a very big show. You can't cancel the video. There's a snake to the right, which I catch at the last minute. I decided to like move out of the way. So that cobra, just be very careful.
I've never felt the tension like this before. That's so different from simply changing a clip.
Magazine, but a lot of this conversation he has right here. It's if you played the original game, you appreciate this conversation a little bit more. Because he's doing it for the first time, and he's very honest about how it feels when you compare it to Metal Gear Solid 1, where he's probably done it like 1,000 times by that point of that gun. By the time of that game. Oh, we need to change that uniform. He's all bloody. I almost ate the Tsuchinoko there. I thought about it for a second. Let's go ahead and eat some alligator.
Can't complain.
And remember, when Ocelot's behind cover, you can always use grenades. There, I shot his hat off on it. Oh, you. There you go. I think he's almost down. Oh, no, he still has a little bit more than half his health. I really wish they'd use different colors for the life bar, because sometimes with the color of the fight, it's very hard to tell like what their stamina bar is. Like everything's yellow here, and it kind of blends in with the white yellowish life bar they have here. I really ought to learn to use that 1911. Dude, you shoot the freaking thing later down the road too. Oh, interesting thing. That ravine is actually how Snake... you know what? I'll just wait. I think that took away some of his stamina bar. Ow. So if you want to have a quick troll duel, you can't walk up to the ravine with a gun equipped. You actually have to walk up to him without a revolver, and then the music actually will stop. At least it did in the original game. And then you'll walk up, and then you'll just have a chance to take a pot shot at him while he's not aiming. So, oh man. But very cool. Just the little things in this boss. I like it. It's so fun. I think it's about to come to an end here. I think I'm about to shoot him, and it's going to end right here. So there, he's just freaking ricocheted. But he's down. And we'll get his camouflage after this fight. So, what's interesting about this scene is what's about to happen right here with these hornets. Snake's going to have to run to get away, but there's only one way to get away, and it's through that ravine. So, Snake will jump in that ravine to save himself. So, it's part of the story, but if you jump in that ravine while the boss fight's happening, Snake will actually die. So, I tried that once or twice when I was younger, when Metal Gear Solid 3 came out. I thought maybe you could jump in a certain part and skip the boss fight. But no, there's no such Easter egg, to my knowledge. But man, what a way to die. Just getting stung to death by hornets. And they come out of his freaking mouth. That's fucking gross, man. That guy's smart. He's getting the fuck out of dodge while he can. Yeah, all the Ocelots are like dying, except for like one, and then like one or two, and then all the crew members are just like, yo, let's get the fuck out of dodge! And I don't know if that's a very, like, good way to kill hornets, but he's making it work. I give him that. He makes it work. But with that, folks,
You were lucky.
I'll go ahead and call that a part.
We'll meet again.
And I love that line delivery.
You were lucky. We'll meet again.
And I'll catch you in the next one. If you like this video, consider like, subscribing to the channel, commenting, anything. And I'll catch you in the next one, folks. Later and bye. That's a long way fucking down.